Originally, we started with some bureaus and whatnot, and started getting some positive feedback from the staff and the offenders. We started seeing a change in types of behavior, so we continued to enhance, and we were given an opportunity with what we had where we were able to get support from the executive leadership and progress it and make it to a higher level of what we are now with the incentive housing.
The wardens are given a pretty good leeway on what they want to establish on their units. Right now we're at a time in our agency where we're willing to try new things and new programs. As of right now, I believe we're the only G4 incentive dorm in the state. Going forward, the requirements that we're looking at is you need to have at least 3 years in the system to prove that you have been willing to stay out of trouble. You can have disciplinaries, but no assaultive disciplinaries, no disciplinary of any kind for the last 6 months, and not currently approved for a parole release, because we don't want to put you into the program and then 2 months later you're getting released. We want you to release and to be productive in society again, but we're trying to create this incentive dorm for inmates that are going to be here for a while.
Well, it's a culture change. I mean, it's the change in the culture that the agency's looking for, and it's a culture change for them as well. Those officers go over there and say, hey, we don't have to initiate ICSs over here. We don't have to worry about monitoring them whenever they're doing what they're supposed to be doing already. Their day is made that much easier for being able to deal with this type of environment versus that hardcore environment of the restrictive housing and the G5s and the G4s and just always having to be on their toes and kind of structuring them instead of being structured.
With the help of the wardens that we have here in the administration, things have really started to change on this unit. The lifestyles that you see the guys were living are starting to change. This is really happening. They're really trying to do something with this.
I had an officer approach me last week and he said, what exactly are you trying to do here? And we're standing in the pod having a conversation. And if you stood in another section of the pod, it's so loud. And we're having a conversation like this in the middle of this pod. And I said, this is what we're doing. This is the type of housing it is. And the more we grow, the easier it's going to be for our officers. And it makes for an easy day.
The building is one of the quietest buildings we have. Staff are happy and ease of being here. They're still on alert because, we're still in a penitentiary and a prison environment. But just the attitudes, the disciplinary infractions have reduced.
We've had the incentive housing area on the G4 pod for 5 months now. We started in November of 2023, and there's only been 8 total disciplinaries in that housing area. So you're looking about 3 or 4 times less disciplinaries than the other G4 housing areas.
Interaction with staff and the inmate population, it's more of a public servant type atmosphere now. Dressing as sir and ma'am, it's more of a respectful environment, and I think it's been a real success.